So I'm a guerrilla marketer, and I'll tell you, for any agent out there, so we're in the world of social media, build your brand, build your presence, get on Facebook, do all that. I'm going to tell you, there's a book called Guerrilla Marketing, the first one that was ever written. Go back and read that. That's how I built all my companies. That's how I went in 7 years from being a small $250,000 a year remodeler to being the largest remodeler in the market in a year, doing about 2.5, 3 million, and then to the largest builder. I use guerrilla marketing techniques, which means you're everywhere. You just blast yourself everywhere with offline. Back then, there were no online mediums. It was all offline. So I took out full page ads in the phone book. I had ads in the newspaper. I sponsored everything in the community. I had, happy hours and gatherings, and I was involved in everything. So I didn't do that in a manipulative way. I'm a networker. I'm social. I like to build relationships. And that's really what it's all about, right? Relationship is key. Real estate is a contact sport. So you've got to get out. You got to make contacts. You got to build relationships. And there's two ways to do it. One-on-one. And that's one thing that I always did my entire career. I made it a point to have lunch with somebody different every single day. So I put that in my budget as a marketing budget, and I would treat, tip for realtors and anybody out there, if you invite somebody to coffee or lunch, pick up the tab. That goes further than more than anything else you could possibly do in business. When you're in a business situation and you're trying to build a business relationship, if you want to be perceived as an expert and as a professional, you invite somebody out, it's on you. Movies, dinner, lunch, coffee, whatever it is, breakfast, pick up that tab. A lot of young people don't know that and have never been taught that. And I get these guys that go out and get into wealth management, right? And they hit me up because they know that I'm a connector, and they want to pick my brain or whatever, and they'll invite me out and they don't pick up the tab. And, so that's the first thing I tell them very politely. I say, next time you do this, pick up the tab, because I tell them who to go see, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I pick up the tab on, I'm married, obviously, but, when
I pay for my wife.
dating, I pick up the tab. I still open the door for my wife. I mean, I'm a gentleman, through and through. And, that goes a long way in relationships when you approach it from an old school standpoint. And so that's how I did it. And for agents today, you can do that, and you can do the online thing. If you want to build a business as a real estate agent, you got to be out there. You got to be on YouTube. You got to be doing the community thing. I mean, there's a number of different things you can do, and that's a whole nother conversation of how to brand yourself with social media these days and what you should be doing out there. Things like this right here, podcasts, videos, informational stuff, not recipe of the month and garden club. I'm talking about go out to your town, go to a restaurant, do an interview, give an honest report about the restaurant, the movie theater, the latest movie, those types of things. And again, you can do it on a mass scale where you hold some happy hours and you get people together, and you don't do it for any other reason than to just, connect people. So you take your top 20 or your top 50, right? And your inner circle, and you say, okay, let's go out for ice cream, or let's go out to movies. It's on me. And, you just say, hey, I just, no other reason. I just want to thank you guys for being my friends. I want you all to come on out with me. We're going to have movie night. And you invite 50 of your closest friends, 20 maybe show up. You do it for dinner. You do it for a barbecue. You do it for ice cream. There's so many different things you can do from a social standpoint to build relationship. And that's really it. Anybody I've ever done business with, I usually maintain that relationship long term. And that's kind of how I've done it over the years. And, I know that was a long answer to a short question.
That was really good.
Before we get there, so back on your topic about taking somebody else out to lunch every day. So if you do that 48 weeks a year, right? Let's say you do that 48 weeks a year because you're taking vacation. That's 192 new warm relationships that you've created that you just can't buy that kind of marketing for $3,840 over the course of a year.
God,
that's about the cheapest marketing you can buy, because not only are you going to build a relationship with them, but everybody they know, they're going to be talking about you, because you're not going to spend all the time talking about your business and what you do. They're going to know it. You're going to be talking about them and getting to know them. And then you're going to put them in your database, and you're going to follow up. Hey, how's John doing this week? How's the baseball going? How's the horse riding? Whatever it is. So that whole $3,840 a year, 48 weeks a year, 4 days a week. That's only 4 days a week. Coffee or lunch. That's a $20 average. Just for a tip for anybody who's a high volume agent or has a good relationship with a mortgage lender, insurance, title insurance, things like that, they can't pay you directly, but they can buy you gift certificates. So hey, use it as a marketing strategy. So they can buy you credits at your favorite places. You can get discounts through the owner operators. Hey, I'm going to be bringing new people here. So there's a number of ways to underwrite that whole exercise through relationship building. So it's not just with your clients, it's with your service providers if you're, referring them and bringing value to them.